Back again for another season of the MLB Review, part 27. Well, folks, it's 2010 now. Opening day is tomorrow. The Yankees and the Red Sox get the season going on tonight. I mean, I look at the off-season stories this off-season. It was all about Roy Halladay. Roy Halladay is going to really help with the Phillies, but I don't think he's going to do that good. I even said in my previous review that I think Roy Halladay is going to lose his first 3 games, and I think that's a possibility. Because I remember watching Roy Halladay last season play for the Blue Jays, and it was a 6 games in the National League, and he said he really had trouble batting in the National League and pitching to the National League hitters. I think he really struggles in the National League. He was better in the American League. He's an American League pitcher, pitching in the National League. I hope he does good for the Phillies, because they don't have a closer right now. He's injured, Brad Lidge, and that's the word right now. So, I mean, folks, anything can happen. We're just going to have to see what happens. It's just the beginning of a 162-game season for all the teams in Major League Baseball. And I look at the beginning of the season. I look at all the teams throughout the league, throughout both leagues, the National League and the American League. Okay, we start off with the AL West. Today we'll take a look at the AL West. You look at the AL West, you have the Seattle Mariners. They went and spent tons of money. They brought in tons of talent, like Cliff Lee. They brought in, who else? Casey Kotchman. They brought in the likes of, Milton Bradley and a few other players. And they re-signed Felix Hernandez to a new huge contract. Brought back Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Sweeney, brought back some of the leadership from last year. Take another run at it. With Cliff Lee and Felix Hernandez, and they bring back Bedard. And I hear rumors they're going to try to bring back Washburn, because Bedard can't pitch till about June-ish because of his shoulder surgery. So, way you look at the situation with the Seattle Mariners, if their pitching staff could stay healthy, and if Milton Bradley can come in there and get driving runs, and Ken Griffey Jr. can start hitting the ball like he did before, and Mike Sweeney can contribute, and everybody else like Franklin Gutierrez can continue to improve where he left off last year, the former Cleveland Indian. This Seattle Mariner team could be for real, folks. We could be talking World Series with this team. Win the division like they did back in 2001. It was an amazing, 2000. It was an amazing year when it had Brett Boone, Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, countless great talent they had on the team. They had no A-Rod, they had no Griffey. It was all, all these young guys, Mike Cameron, no big superstars. It was a team effort. Ichiro made his debut that year too. So, this Seattle Mariner team is real deal. I really feel they're going to do something special. Okay, when you're talking about the AL West, you can't forget about the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They really did split this team up. They lost John Lackley to free agency. They lost Sean Figgins to free agency. That's another player Seattle picked up. He's going to really help them out. So, one deal they did make at the trade deadline last year, folks, was acquiring Scott Kazmir. Scott Kazmir is a guy that can pitch. The guy can pitch into the high hundreds if he's healthy. He's all about health. If he's healthy, I think they have the pitching rotation to compete against the Mariners, the Oakland A's. The A's, they're going to compete. They got Ben Sheets. One thing we talk about the Oakland A's is they're not just a young team. They got some experience on this team to go with some of the young players. Coco Crisp, he's just been placed on a 15-day DL, but I think he's going to help this team. No doubt about it. Kevin Kuzmanoff, he's going to be playing third base for them. And giving Eric Chavez a break, so he'll probably platoon with Eric Chavez. So, Chavez needs to stay healthy. He needs to be able to contribute this year. They have good young players like Ryan Sweeney. They got Jack Cuz that can hit the DH position, designated hitter. And they have some good young arms on this team. So, they have some real good talent in Oakland. They got the young closer, Andrew Bailey. He's going to be a very key cognate if this team's going to make the playoffs for the first time since back in 2006, or 2005. So it's been a while for Oakland since they've been in the playoffs. So since they had Hudson, Zito, and Mulder. So we're just going to have to see what happens. And I'm thinking of speaking about Mark Mulder, there was rumors that he retired this summer, but he didn't retire. He's just trying to get himself back into shape and trying to get his arm back to normal and get back in shape so a team can sign him. So, I mean, if he does sign with a team, the rumor team I hear he probably will sign with is the Milwaukee Brewers. So watch for that team as the weeks progress, as the months progress. Same thing with John Smoltz. You probably see John Smoltz pitching in May. I mean, teams are going to get desperate. Injuries do happen. Look for the Mets, the Cardinals, the Yankees. The Yankees always looking for pitching. And you look at the Phillies, they're going to be looking for a closer, and it could be John Smoltz. We'll just have to see. I just don't know which way it's going to go. But as the season progresses, you're going to see a lot of these free agents like Delgado and all these other guys that are still out there probably will sign soon. So that's the way I look at it, folks. You just never know. So the AL West, I think I'm leaving out one more team in the AL West. It's the Texas Rangers. The thing about the Texas Rangers is, it's going to come down to pitching. If they can get any pitching, they have the guys that driving tons of runs. Josh Hamilton. Now they bring in Vladimir Guerrero. I mean, they have all the talent to bring all the runs in. If they can just get a little bit of pitching in Texas, new ownership led by Nolan Ryan, I mean, anything's possible in the Lone Star State. So, in the way I look at it, I don't know what's going to happen. But the AL West looks pretty competitive this year. It was weak the last 3-4 years, but now it's more competitive than it's ever been. I mean, it's kind of catching up to the AL East because that's going to be competitive. I think the Orioles are going to be tough this year. They have a good young group led by Wieters, Markakis, Luke Scott. Luke Scott played amazing last year. I think he's going to do awesome this year. If you're in the fantasy leagues, folks, he's the real deal. So let me tell you, y'all, I mean, this is what it's all about. It's all about clutch performances. And and I think that's what we're going to get out of the Orioles this year and their young pitching. So, and led by Kevin Millwood. I mean, there's another guy they acquired through the Texas Rangers. So another big move. Rich Harden goes to Texas as a free agent. So we'll just have to see what happens. The Yankees look tough. They're stacked to the teeth. The Red Sox add Lackey, so they're going to be tough again. The Blue Jays will be bad this year. The Rays, I think, are going to be amazing, but I think they might fall short. But they're going to be a tough team to play against this year in the AL East. So Central, Twins, White Sox, pretty much. I think Cleveland might win the division, but we'll see. If Cleveland gets no pitching, it's just going to be a two-horse race between the Twins and the White Sox. The Royals, sorry, not this year, folks. So that's all I got to say for today, folks. MLB review part 27 for the 2010 season. Opening day starts today and tomorrow too. So for all the fans around the world and y'all love watching baseball, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. This is the one, the only Mark Spencer saying bye-bye and so long. And a happy Easter. And remember, don't eat too many eggs.